Hey everyone, welcome to The Highest Vibe. I'm Jess, and today I have a practice that's perfect for opening up tight hips. So this is a very common problem for a lot of people, whether it be because you sit at a desk all day, or maybe you're an athlete or a runner. Those are all really good reasons why your hips might feel really tight. And even if those don't apply to you, we can all use a little bit of extra opening in that area of our body. So when you're ready, we're going to begin today's practice in a seated position. Okay, so just arriving in your seat, sitting up nice and tall, lengthen your spine, relax your shoulders, and just close your eyes for a moment. So we're just going to take a couple of breaths here in stillness, just to ground ourselves, let go of distractions, and turn your attention inwards. Taking a moment to notice how you're feeling, both physically and emotionally. Not trying to change anything, but just simply being aware. And just notice the pattern of your breath. Quality of your breath. And just begin to tune in a little bit more, so you deepen your inhale, lengthen your exhale. Taking one more conscious breath. And opening up your eyes again. So our first pose for the hips today is going to be double pigeon. So this is a bit of an advanced pose, but I will give you an option to modify if it doesn't work for your body. So if you want to try it, the first thing you would do is just bring your left shin parallel to the front of your mat, or the edge of your mat. And then we're going to stack the right ankle on top of your left knee. And then just allow the right knee to relax down over your left ankle. So essentially you have one shin stacked over the other. So again, this is sort of advanced. If you find that your knee is way up here, you can always stick a block or a blanket just to close that gap. If this is really impossible for you and you're having a difficult time, just cross one shin in front of the other. So taking a moment here to get yourself situated. Once you have the position that works for you, bring your hands out in front. Keep your spine nice and long here, keep the heart lifted, and walk your hands forward. So we're just getting started here. You don't have to come down very far. Just come down to the palms. Relax your head forward. Keep pressing into the earth with your hands. And try not to allow your sit bones to lift up too much. So keeping your seat grounded here. You should feel sensation on the outside of your right hip, maybe even into your right glute. Let's take 2 more breaths here. On your next inhale, just walk your hands back in and lift your torso. Good, so we'll take it to the other side. Just take whatever variation you took on one side to the other. So you're either stacking your shins or you're crossing one in front of the other. One thing I didn't mention on the other side is it's helpful to keep the feet flexed. That's going to protect your knees in this posture. So this time try it with the feet flexed. Bring your hands forward, keep the spine nice and long, and then walk your hands out. So you want to go not right to your edge, because as I said, we're just getting started here, but you want to go to that point where you feel something, a bit of a tug here at the outside of your left hip. Relax your head, press into your hands, and just breathe here. And taking one more breath. And from here, just begin to walk your hands back in and lift yourself up. So from here, we're going to come to the inside of the hips now. So bring your feet together, soles of the feet together, and allow your knees to relax out to the side. So we're taking this butterfly shape with the legs. So the more challenging the pose is kind of reliant on the distance from your heels to your hips. So if your heels are a little bit closer, that's going to encourage more opening in the hips. So grab a hold of your feet, and from here we're going to find some movement. So just start to move the knees up and down. So this can be a small movement or it can be a little bit bigger. Just notice the sensations you're feeling right here on the inside of the groin and the inner hips. And keep breathing here. Good, just starting to bring some heat to that area of your body, your hips. Good, sitting nice and tall. We'll take one more breath. Come back to stillness and just help your knees back in towards each other. We're going to come onto our hands and our knees now. So finding yourself in a tabletop position, shoulders are stacked over your wrists and your hips are right over top of your knees. Fingertips are spread wide and you're pressing the mat away from you. We're just going to take a few rounds of cat and cow just to warm up our spine. So as you take your next inhale, dropping your belly towards the mat, opening your chest and looking up. Good, exhale, find a round in the spine, tuck your tailbone under and draw your chin towards your chest. Good, continue moving, just following your breath. So on the inhale, you open up through the chest. Exhale, round the spine. So I'm just going at your own pace. You can speed things up if you'd like, or you can go really slow. Just notice what your body is craving right now. I'll take one more round of breath. On your next inhale, moving back in a neutral position, so the back is flat. From here, we're just going to take some hip circles. So draw your hips back towards your heels, and then send your heart forward. And again, try and synchronize the breath with your movements. So as you exhale, sink your hips back. As you inhale, reach your chest forward. Good, so this should feel really good. You can slowly start to make your circles bigger. Good, and then we're going to switch directions. So take the circles the opposite way. And again, you can start small and then get bigger as you go around. And then make your way back into tabletop. So from here, we're going to find our first downward dog. So walk your hands forward, keep your fingertips spread apart, tuck your toes under, press into your hands, lift your feet, and send your hips up high. So take a moment here to create a strong foundation. So hands are shoulder distance, feet are hip width. Relax your shoulders, reach your chest back towards your thighs, reach your hips towards the sky, and lengthen through your spine. From here, start to find some movement. So just by pedaling out the feet, one at a time. Getting any cracks, stiff areas out of the body. Good, and then just move your hips from right to left. And you can move in a way that feels good for your body. Good, and then making your way back to stillness, we're going to spend a few more breaths here in downward dog. So just relax the shoulders, let your head hang heavy, no tension in your neck. Good, and then just notice how this pose feels today. So the backs of the legs are beginning to lengthen, finding a little bit more strength in your shoulders, opening up across the front of your chest. Find that conscious breath once again. Good, so from here, just walk your feet together. So the big toes are touching at the back of your mat. As you take your next inhale, we're gonna reach the right leg up towards the sky and just bend the right knee and begin to open up the right hip. So finding your three-legged dog, lifting your knee up towards the ceiling, finding more of an opening through that right hip. Make sure that you're pressing evenly into both hands. And you're allowing that left heel to melt down towards the earth. Good, we're just gonna take a circle with the knee here. So moving in one direction. And then switch, go the other direction. Good. Bring your right foot back down to the ground. Inhale, reach the left leg high again. This time we're going to step the foot up between the hands. Good, so coming onto the fingertips, shining your heart forward, drop the back knee down, untuck the toes, and just find a low lunge here with the knee down. Good, and then from here, just bringing the hands on top of the right thigh. You can interlace the fingers, relaxing the shoulders down. Good. We're gonna start to flow through this pose here as we move with our breath. So inhale to come out of the pose just a little bit. Exhale as you sink deeper. Good, inhale to come out. Exhale to sink forward. And just continue to move with your breath. Noticing sensation through the front of your left hip or your psoas muscle. So this is one of my favorite things to do for tight hips. I find that it helps the most, or maybe it doesn't help the most, but it's the quickest release. So it doesn't take very long at all until I start to feel some more opening, some more space being created. Good. And then sink into that low lunge. Reach your arms up towards the sky. Relax the shoulders down. Good. Take one more breath here. Good. Bring your hands down onto the mat. From here, we're going to walk the hands to the inside of your right foot. Walk the right foot all the way out to the right edge of your mat. Bring your hands so they're shoulder distance apart. Turn your toes out just a little bit here. Good. So if you're already feeling something, or if you're already feeling a lot, you can definitely stay right here. Otherwise, you can come down to your forearms. So keeping the shoulders relaxed away from your ears, keeping that right foot planted firmly onto the mat. So press into the right big toe, press into the press into the inner edge of that right foot. Breathe here. Two more breaths. Good. Coming back onto the hands, one at a time. From here, we're just going to come onto the outside edge of that right foot. We're going to use our right hand to very gently guide that knee open. This is going to encourage more of an opening across the hip. So you may even feel it on the outer hip as well. Breathe here. Taking one more breath. Good. Bring that right foot back down. Walk the foot back to center. Bring the hands down to the mat. We're going to tuck the back toes under, lift that back knee, and step back into plank pose. We're going to take a little flow here. You can always drop the knees down to the mat if you need to. So when you're ready, either lowering to the belly or halfway. Inhale, taking cobra or upward facing dog. Good. Exhale, we'll meet back in our downward dog. Good. So realign for a second. And then walk your feet together so your big toes are touching. Taking it to the other side now. Inhale, lift your left leg high. Bend the knee and start to open up that left hip. So again, you're lifting the knee towards the sky, sending the heel away from you. So you feel more of an opening through that left hip. The right heel draws down and you're pressing evenly into both hands. Good. Starting to take our knee circles. So moving the knee in one direction, massaging that left hip crease. Good, and then moving in the opposite direction. Good, and then from here, just bringing the left foot back down to meet the right. And as you take your next inhale, reach the left leg high once again. And exhale, step the foot between the hands. Here, so you're finding your low lunge here. Drop the knee down to the mat. Untuck the toes, and when you're ready, just interlace the hands on top of that left thigh. So, starting to move with our breath here. As you take your next inhale, just come out of the pose. Exhale as you sink deeper. Good. Inhale, come out. Exhale, sink forward. Good. And again, just move with your breath here. Noticing how this side might feel compared to the other. So we usually have somewhat of an imbalance in the body. But we do yoga in order to create more balance from right to left. Good. Inhale, coming out. Exhale, sinking into the posture. We'll stay here. Reach your arms up beside your ears and relax your shoulders. Last breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Good. We'll bring our hands down to the mat and just bring both hands to the inside of that left foot. Walk the foot to the outer edge of the mat. Bring your hands back so they're shoulder distance apart. Turn the toes out just a little bit here. So again, you can stay here or you can come down to the forearms. If you're coming down to the forearms, make sure that your shoulders stay away from the ears. Continue breathing. So focusing on the sound of your breath and the sensation you feel in your left hip. One more breath. Good. On your next inhale, we're going to come back onto the hands one at a time. We're going to lift the foot up so that now we're coming onto the outer edge of your left foot. Good. And then from here, you can use your left hand to gently assist that knee open. So notice the difference here. This is slightly more intense. One more breath. Good, and then bringing the hand back down to the mat and just bringing the foot back to center. From here, we're going to tuck the back toes under, lift onto the knee, and we're just going to step back into our plank and then find your version of a flow. Inhale to open the chest. Exhale, we'll meet back in downward dog. So take one breath here. Good. On your next inhale, we're going to reach the right leg towards the sky. Exhale, bring the right foot between the hands. Good. Come onto your fingertips. We're going to plant the back foot down to the mat as the toes turn out to the side. And then we're going to inhale, coming all the way up into our warrior two. Good. So the front knee is bent deeply. The back leg is straight. Our arms are reaching in opposite directions. Your gaze is set out over your right hand. Good. So it's always great to open up our hips by doing some of the postures that we just did, but it's also important to strengthen the hips and strengthen the legs. Breathing here. Good. Maybe find more of a bend through that front knee. Last breath here. Good. Flip the front palm up towards the sky. We're going to reach the back hand towards the back leg. Reach your right fingertips up and over. So we're coming into reverse warrior. So don't lose your legs here. Keep that front knee bent and breathe. Last breath. Good. Inhale as you come forward to warrior two. Exhale, bring the hands down to the mat. Pivot your back foot, step back to plank, and take your vinyasa. Inhale, finding your back bend. Exhale, leading back, downward dog. Take one more breath. Good. Next inhale, reach the left leg high. Exhale, bring the left foot between the hands. Stacking your front knee over your front ankle. Bring the back foot down, toes turn out. Inhale as you sweep the arms, warrior two. Good, so the legs stay strong here. Chest is opening. Shoulder blades are coming a little bit closer together. Staying with your breath. Good, so really feeling into and embodying this warrior pose. So staying strong here, keeping your gaze focused. One more breath. Good, flip your front palm up towards the sky. Bring the back hand to the back leg. Reach the left fingertips up and over. Keep that front knee bent. Stay with your breath. Good. Inhale, come back to your warrior two. Exhale, plant your hands to the mat. Inhale, step back to plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, send the hips high, downward dog. Good. From here, we're going to drop the knees down to the mat. Bring the knees apart. Big toes touch at the back of the mat. And just find a child's pose here. Relax your arms and breathe. Taking 3 more deep breaths here. On your next inhale, just pressing into your hands and lifting yourself all the way back up. So from here, we're going to come on to our seat, and then we're going to make our way down to our backs. So just coming to lay down on your mat. And once you get down there, you can extend your left leg straight, hug your right knee into your chest, interlace the hands around the front of the shin or on top of the knee. Good, so using the strength of your hands and your arms to hug the knee in closer. And become aware of your left leg. So you want to flex the left foot. Good, and then reach that heel further away from you. So you feel the left leg getting longer. Good, and then from here, place your left hand on top of your right hip just to keep it grounded. We're going to bring our right hand to the outside edge of our left foot. So we're coming into half happy baby. So the sole of the foot points up towards the sky. You're using the strength of the hand to pull that knee down closer to the ground. Good, so again, this is one of my favorite poses for opening up the hips. So although you're creating a sort of compression in the right hip, you're actually opening up into the glute here. Good, so if you have the space, you can even start to bend through that right elbow, drawing the knee down even further. We'll take one more breath. And gently release the right foot. Extend the right leg long, and we'll hug the left knee in towards the chest. Just interlace. And right away, just notice the difference from right to left. I can feel this area of my body just kind of buzzing right now, lots of energy. Good, so extend even longer in your right leg as you hug the left knee even closer. Last breath here. And from here, just take your right hand, place it on top of your right hip to create some grounding here. And then we're going to grab the outside edge of that left foot with the left hand. Sole of the foot faces up towards the sky. Use the strength of your hand and your arm to pull the knee down closer towards the ground. So you have the option of reaching for the ankle or trying the variation of holding onto the inside of the foot. It's a little bit of a different posture, a different sensation, but still equally as good. Good, so for the last couple breaths, you have the option of bending into the elbow to bring the knee closer to the mat. One more breath. And release the foot. Extend both legs straight. Reach your arms over your head. Interlace your fingers. Press the palms away from you as you point your toes, taking a full body stretch. Good. From here, we're going to come into reclined butterfly. So just let the arms rest by your sides. Bring the soles of the feet together to touch, and let your knees relax out to the side. You can keep your arms by your side, or if it feels better, you can always rest them on top of your belly. And I'll invite you to close your eyes here. Just turning your attention inward once again. Focusing on the sound of your breath. Focusing on the feeling of the breath as it moves throughout your body. Take 3 more breaths here. Back together using your hands for a little bit of help. If it feels good, you can hug the knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze, maybe rock from side to side. And coming back to center, just release the arms down, let the feet come down to the mat. And we're gonna roll to our right side and just stay there for a moment. And when you feel ready, you can just help yourself up to a seated position. Trying to keep your eyes closed as best you can. Sitting up nice and tall. Bringing your hands to your knees. And just taking another moment here, just focusing on your breath. Allowing the practice to sort of sink in. One more deep breath. Bring your hands together in front of your heart. Taking a moment to acknowledge yourself for turning on this video, for making some time to practice yoga. Bring your thumbs up to the center of your forehead. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I hope this helped open up that very tight area of your body. You can come back to this practice anytime you think that you need it. And yeah, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. If you liked this video, if it helped you, give it a thumbs up, maybe share it with a friend. And thank you again so much for watching. Thanks for all of your support, and we will see you in the next video. Bye guys.